Good morning, guys. A different setup altogether over here. That's right, this is my the start of the day. What we're going to do now is we're going to put in my daily trade into this. So we're going to execute using tactics and we will automatically assume that the stop loss is here because I'm looking at the house of MarketSpy is printing right here. Although, you know, it'd be better for price to come down here and then we can draw a line like this. But in any case, for maximum risk to reward ratio, we have a setup that's developing over here. Let's take a look. I'm just going to be tracking these candles in this manner over here. So if we throw a stop at 98,621, yeah, $98,621 thereabouts. We're gonna get 1% of our account into this, and yeah, we have a position right now. So here's our entry, here's our stop loss. We're looking at the house of MarketSpy, and I don't really know what the lower time frames are printing. It doesn't really matter because if this stop gets triggered, we will look for the next opportunity right here. But this is technically the low of the previous session, the New York session. It'd be nice to flush it out and then maybe come down here and find a setup somewhere in this red box. But we're floating in the air, and this is totally valid because you know what's happening on lower time frames, context wise. On lower time frames you have the house of MarketSpy. So yes, it's one candle, not advisable, very, very poor sort of let's jump into it situation here. But hey, what are you gonna do? We have to take these setups when we see them, and so we're up by. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sell on a 15 minutes is kind of steep. Let's go for 5 to start the day right, and we'll just click on this little magic button over here and just wait for price to sweep this previous high right here. This is at you have your trailing steps and you have your daily open pivot open retest. So we're good. This stop is not going to get touched, and this is a very extreme scalp case scenario that you know you may or may not be comfortable with. I'm currently underwater, but that's okay, man. Patience, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the setup. I'm too lazy. This is very simple for me. No levels, just exiting on ATR. I'm just showing you how it's done every day. We'll drink, relax, and we don't do anything else. Our stop loss is placed. Risk to reward ratio is determined at 1R on the 5-minute ATR. And now we just let it wiggle. Hope you guys enjoyed the video presentation yesterday. Last night's stream was good, and I hope you learned what I'm showing you here, what I showed you in the streams, and how that is a good thing to have knowledge-wise, because you only need a few candles to make it happen in this game. I mean, we're up by 22%. I should be taking profit right now and waiting for the next setup. Our goal is to get to 1% of our daily account value, right? So usually what would happen is once we hit that resistance over there, the trailing steps, I would take a little bit of profit, come back in the second half of the day, 0.2 in the morning, 0.2 midday, another 0.5 at the end of the day, and you have your 1%. See, that's another thing. We were up by 0.3% on the account, and now we're down by 0.11. It's going down, and we're like, oh my God, right? Like I should have taken, maybe, but I have a strict rule set here. ATR exit on the 5 minute, stop loss, and the rest, don't fiddle with it. These fluctuations up, down at your initial entry, it's gonna happen. It has to happen. But also, if you take profit early, you might miss out on a rapid advancement and then be like, man, I should just kept my ATR exit intact. This is between this candle and this candle is our daily opening range. And so it's very simple. We break the stop, we go lower, and then we'll find another setup here. Or we break above the daily opening range, fill our ATR, and come out in profit. Two ways out of this. And there's very little that you can do when it comes to these patterns. You have to take them. You have to take the patterns. As a matter of fact, psychologically, if you want to feel safer, maybe you can do like something like this, and imagine this is the starting point of a trend, and maybe this will support price. It doesn't have. This is ridiculous. Let's not do that. But technically, this is what it should do. But you don't need all that. You just need to worry about your stop loss. The rest of it is just art. Nobody cares. See how underwater we are, and we're like, oh, what do we do here? Nothing, just wait, just wait. Make sure to execute and just wait. I'm ready for the stop loss, and I'm ready to bid lower. Trailing steps are a huge magnet over here. And they're flattening out, and that means price is going to spike right through them. Now, without having Armageddon on, I can tell that we have a baseline reclaim and retest happening, and so this is a perfect trade setup right here. We're back to 0.32, and like I said, we can take profit, but this is like way too obvious here right now. So it is 11 a.m. here. I just dropped off my kids to this little camping adventure thing that they got going on, and I looked at the chart. I literally just now. I didn't even plan on recording it. I grabbed my action camera and I said, I'm not going to do all this screen recording nonsense. I'm just going to show you what I'm looking at, my perspective as a market spy. Is what you should be looking for and trading daily. ATR is good on the 5 minute. That's 15 minutes is 500 points. 5 minutes is about 300 points. We already up by 200 points. We're getting back to the 0.35% on the account. Could easily take profit, but we need some sort of interaction with something. We can't be taking profit with price just floating, not touching any of our indications here. Otherwise, what's the point? Almost there. Let the FOMO kick in. They'll push the price up, and it'll magically retrace back down immediately. And we will be out by that time. Asian trading desks cannot help themselves, man. They always buy. They're always buying. But then they will sell later on. So we pierce the trailing step. We need to close above it. We have sellers that are starting to come in over here. And we said we would exit at ATR. So we have to wait to exit at ATR. The risk to reward ratio is obviously poor here, but we are oversized based on the stop loss, and we cannot hold. All it has to do is tag the daily open. That would complete the ATR run from our entry. We are at almost 0.5. We could technically take some profit here because I'm seeing hesitation. We're at 89% of this candle. The next candle can easily reverse from here. So let's see if we can get that spike up before making that decision. 90%, we have 10% to go for the candle to close above the trailing step, so we can expect some sort of continuation from here to give us the 5-minute ATR exit that we had planned on doing. Relative to where the daily price has opened, we're overperforming right now because the account size here is less than 1 Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is on par. The full Bitcoin is at a 0.4% rise on the day. That's nothing. We're asking for a lot here for the 5-minute ATR because it's already made a run up. There are multiple 5 minutes ATR. So within each one of these candles is 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, right? Like 3 5 minutes within each 15-minute candle. So on intraday, this is extremely good performance right now. Looking at our position that is in profit right now, we're up by 300 points on the ATR, and this is relatively close to what we were expecting from the get-go. And so 20 points more, it would be a shame if we don't close for at least 20 points more over here, because right now the first half of the day at 0.5%, I think I'm going to take profit right now. We're in excess of the 5-minute ATR anyways. So there we go. We took another 20%. We only have 0.5 Bitcoin remaining, and we are out for the remainder. That's it. We closed our position. You can see how we scaled out nicely. And just to recap, we have a low. We have the house of MarketSpy. We put our stop loss here. We have Asian session here, the understanding of which is we dump and then we pump. And this could go wherever now because we have secured our profits for the day at 0.5% of the account, right? So it's about $300 on this account, which is pretty nice. And then we will come back in the second half of the day and bring it up to 1%. We will find a setup later on, whatever it prints, maybe a house of MarketSpy at the top, do another short, or wait for this bad boy to come back down. Now remember, this is intraday. We have waited for close to 30 minutes on these two candles, with our entry being somewhere around over here and exiting on the 5-minute ATR. And had we not exited on the 5-minute ATR, we would be dealing with like this pullback right now, back to square one. Maybe you have a trailing stop, maybe you have a break even to exit at your entry point. And I'm just gonna roll this for the next 5 minutes to illustrate my point why our system is so powerful for intraday trading. And if you follow the rules, basically using volatility as your exit points for scalping, for stuff like this to add to your daily P&L. Let's just roll it for another minute. So this is a perfect little scalping setup over here. And now if you did not follow the rules and exit on ATR during moments of uncertainty, you can still, by the way, if you're holding this for a nice little swing, you can do so easily. You can have your stop right here, see what happens. But It's not. It's it hasn't even. It just started. It's minus 0.13% from the open, and we're up by 0.52% on the account. I don't care what size your account is. We're up, baby, and you can be too. Cheers.